The fastest way to achieve your dream life is to control your emotions. I know it sounds very basic, right? But yet this is something so vital, and yet a lot of people still struggle with. The funny thing and the irony about all of this is that the only thing you can control is your mind. But then we still find it so hard to control that same mind. It's like a gift and a curse at the same time. Because a lot of people are slaves to their mind, and only few can actually master it. And that's why a lot of people don't get successful, and only a certain few that have learned to master their mind become successful. What am I trying to say exactly? I'm trying to say that we should learn to be in control, all right, and not give into the desires of our feelings. A lot of us don't do things that we are supposed to do because of how we feel. That's why we procrastinate. I've set an alarm by 6 a.m. I said I want to go run. Then my alarm rings at 6 a.m. I really don't feel like running. And then I go back to sleep. In that scenario, I let my feelings get the best of me. But if I was to be put in that situation and I said, oh, okay, it's 6 a.m., my legs hurt, my back aches, I feel so tired, but then I'm still going to run because I told myself I'm going to run, In that moment, I'm greater than my feelings, and I let discipline and I let my mind work in my favor. If the only thing I can control is my mind, then why not it be my ally? Why do I fight against the only thing I can actually control? And I think that's very funny that a lot of us are actually this way. We do not control our mind. We're not friends with our mind. We're against ourselves. That's why you see a lot of people, a lot of youths, a lot of teens into crazy ass things these days. You see a lot of people, young ones doing drugs. You see a lot of girls doing OF. And it's sad because we no longer are in touch with our human nature, which is our mind. We just let our desires, especially desires of the flesh and things that are so mundane, get the best of us. And that really just slows us down and derails us away from our path. So how to control your mind? Set realistic goals, all right? Don't go beyond your strength or your budget. If you can do something, let's say you want to work out, if you can only do 20 push-ups per day, don't set 100. You're setting yourself up for failure because you're not going to do 100. Set yourself up for 20. 20 is very easy to do. Then do 20 every day. And in that moment, you've proved to yourself that you're a disciplined person. You've proved to yourself that your mind is greater than your feelings. And then with time, you get better. After 20, your mind will want to go up to 50, and then you keep pushing, then until you're 100. You feel me, right? So you don't need to rush it. You just need to start small and set realistic goals. Okay? And number 2 thing is stay consistent. Whatever you choose to do, whether it be read a book, start a podcast, start a YouTube, go to school, have a girlfriend, have a spouse. You have to be consistent. That's the only way you can ingrain to your mind that you are actually serious about this thing. Because there's something called short-term memory and long-term memory. It's something I learned while reading in school. There are things that you have to tell your mind that this is important, and your mind only takes into consideration things that you constantly do, because that feels like it's important and it saves itself in a part of your brain. So yeah, you have to be consistent. You cannot skip the process, right? And number 3, you need to be self-aware. All right, you need to know the kind of person you are. You need to know what works for you. What works for me might not necessarily work for you. My time zones might not be applicable to yours. Your strengths are not my strengths. So you need to actually know the kind of person you are and then use that to your advantage, right? Set things. If you need a reward system to do things, get yourself a reward system. If you are the kind of person that you necessarily cannot do hard things without receiving some kind of reward, then reward yourself. Just make sure you get the job done. Then the first thing you need to do is have self-confidence. This is another way of telling your mind that you're friends, right? You cannot allow your feelings to get the best of you. You cannot allow imposter syndrome to get the best of you. Words of affirmation necessarily don't work for self-confidence, if I'm being honest. I cannot look at myself in the mirror and say you are great. Wait, that is true, right? I can do that. But if I don't actually do traits or portray traits or do things that will actually make me great, then I'm just lying to myself. Then I'm actually just a liar. I am. So you actually have to do things that make you confident. You need to check that box. You need to have a little win every day that makes you confident. So you need to do that. And yeah, those things will actually set you up. And a bonus tip that I can give is watch videos like this. Actually, watch self-help videos, read self-help books. You know, they keep you on track. Of course, your friends might say you are lame. I say you're uncool. Oh, he's watching motivation again. Andrew Tate, you know, all these funny things. But then you know that you're actually trying to be the master of your fate. You know, there's this quote that says you can either be the master of your fate and the captain of your soul, but remember, life is coming through you and not at you. So you actually start from here. Life starts from within, right? Your heart, your thoughts, right? Your thoughts. What you think becomes what? Becomes your pattern, and your pattern becomes your habit, and then your habit becomes your lifestyle. So it's all about what you think, what you feel, and how you react. So controlling our emotions even sets us up in a very high realm of life, you know? You're here when you learn how to balance your emotions. You're in a very high scale. There's nothing you cannot do. You become a better spouse. You become a better friend. You become a better employee, you know, and if you work for yourself, you become a better entrepreneur just by controlling your emotions, you know. And it's a life hack that has been very useful for me. I'm grateful to Forex for actually forcing me to learn something like this. But then it's really, really, really good, whereby you're not really shaken by external forces because you're actually in control of your mind, your body, and your soul, because then you're ultimately free. And that's something I want everyone to embrace. And if everyone can embrace that, I'm sure the world will be a much better place than it is right now. Right? So yeah, that is it for this video. I love you guys, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.